Hello everybody and welcome back. Today, we're going to talk about a Nashville High Strung. Alright, thank you guys so much for tuning in. Remember, if you like what you're seeing, please like and subscribe. Today, we're going to take a quick video to talk about what is called the Nashville High Strung guitar, or Nashville High Strung Tuning. This is a technique that has been used going back all the way to the 60s, and what it is it's a way to track things in the recording studio and get some really unique sounds, as well as a way to get cleaner sounds when you're looking for something closer to a 12-string guitar. Now, for those of you who don't know, a 12-string guitar is played exactly the same as a 6-string guitar because even though there are 12 strings on the guitar, it comes in sets of 2 where they are right next to each other and you can still use the same finger to fret each one of those strings. They're very close together and they are tuned in octaves for the first 4 strings, meaning that your low E string has a higher octave E right next to it. Your A string has a higher octave A, your D string has a higher octave D, and your G string has a higher octave G. Then your B and E strings have the exact same string right next to it, so it really just gives it this kind of cool chorusy effect. Now, I have no idea who came up with the Nashville tuning first, but what it is essentially taking those 4 octave strings that are set right next to all of your typical guitar strings and putting them on a 6-string guitar instead of your normal tuning. Meaning that where your 6th string or your low E string is, you now have one that's an octave up. Same thing goes for your A, your D, and your G string, and then your B and your E string are the same as they've always been, and it gives you a really interesting sound that sounds something like this. Now, while there are some pretty lines that you can play on its own, the way it's mostly been used in recorded history has been to essentially act as a 12-string where they would track it alongside with a normal acoustic guitar. Popular songs that have this tuning on it include Hey You by Pink Floyd, Wild Horses and Jumpin' Jack Flash by the Rolling Stones, and even Dust in the Wind by Kansas. You can see that that's how they got that 12-string sound while it was still a finger-picking song. I also find myself using it as a producer when I feel like I need a little bit more high-end out of the guitar, but the guitar part may not lend itself to that. A good example is this song that my band released a month ago called Over It, where in the final chorus we wanted it to sound really big and full and to fill up that entire frequency spectrum, so we added the main guitar part just done on a Nashville High Strung. You can hear it here.
It's starting again. I crossed another line. Do I try to pretend? Over it, over it, over it. Now I'm over it. I think it's finally time to start it again.
As you can see, it adds a little something, and for the most part, it's more felt than heard, but that's what we were going for. So this is how you can do it yourself. If you have an old guitar that's sitting around that you kind of don't play anymore, or you just want to try something new with, go buy a pack of strings for a 12-string guitar, take out the lower 4 strings, and then just string up your guitar as usual with those higher octave strings. Again, just as a reminder, where your low E string was, you have an E, that's an octave higher, an A, that's an octave higher, a D, that's an octave higher, and a G, that's an octave higher. And then your B and your E strings are the same as they've always been. It can make it so some finger picking parts are really pretty and intricate. So, what do you think about this? Have you ever tried it before, or do you have a guitar that you're going to try it on? Did you even know that it was something that people did and that it's in songs that you've probably heard before? Let me know down in the comments below. Thank you guys so much for watching. Once again, my name is Mac Wright. If you're liking what you're seeing, please feel free to like and subscribe. It really does help out the channel. But even if you don't do that, please go make someone else's day better. Thank you so much. We'll see you around.